On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal from deep space so strange that the astronomer who found it circled it in red ink and wrote one word next to it: "Wow." For 37 seconds, something out there screamed at Earth on a frequency no natural object should be able to produce. Then it vanished forever. Nearly 50 years later, we still don't know what it was. First contact, cosmic coincidence, or something someone decided we should never know about? Today, we dig into the mystery that has haunted astronomers for half a century. And if you love stories like this, hit subscribe, because we uncover a new mystery daily. Let me set the scene. Summer, 1977. At Ohio State University, a massive radio telescope called Big Ear is doing what it always does, listening to the sky. It looked like a giant aluminum football field on its side, but that warm August night it pointed at a patch of sky near Sagittarius. At 11:16 in the evening, something extraordinary came through. Scanning 50 radio channels, the signal hit so hard it blew past baseline noise into the red zone of the chart recorder. When astronomer Jerry Ehman reviewed the printout days later, he grabbed a red pen and circled the string of characters. 6EQUJ5. In the margin, he wrote two words. Wow! That's where the name comes from, and that's where the mystery begins. So what made it so special? Radio noise from space is everywhere: pulsars, quasars, even the Big Bang's leftover glow. But this one was different in three massive ways. First, the frequency. The signal came in at 1420 MHz, exactly the frequency of hydrogen, the most common element in the universe. Scientists have long believed aliens wanting to send a detectable message would pick 1420 MHz, because every astronomer in the galaxy would be listening there. Second, the signal was narrowband, concentrated on a single frequency, not spread out like natural noise. Natural sources almost never do that. Third, the intensity. It was 30 times louder than the background, one of the strongest radio signatures ever recorded at that telescope. Put it together, and you have exactly what scientists had hoped to find for decades: an artificial beacon from an intelligent source. But here's where the mystery gets frustrating. The wow signal never repeated. Not once. In the decades since, scientists have pointed the world's most powerful telescopes at that exact spot: the Very Large Array, Green Bank, the SETI Institute's dedicated programs. They've all heard nothing. That silence is deeply weird. If it were a natural event, it probably would have happened again. The sky doesn't do things once. If it were human, like a military satellite, we probably would have found the source by now. And if it were aliens, why shout once and go quiet forever? There's a strange detail about the telescope's design. Big Ear had 2 feet horns, so it scanned the same patch of sky twice. The signal appeared in one horn but not the other, which tells us it lasted just under 72 seconds, the exact time for a source to drift across the view. That's textbook behavior for a real object in space. The equipment wasn't broken, the math checks out, and yet the source has never been found. Now let's talk theories. Some astronomers think the signal was a passing comet. In 2017, researcher Antonio Paris proposed that 2 comets were in the area and that hydrogen in their tails produced the signal. It was clever, but there's a problem. The comets weren't detected in 1977, and follow-ups in 2017 showed nothing. The theory has been largely dismissed. Others think it was a human signal bouncing off space debris or a classified satellite. The US had plenty of secret spacecraft in 1977, but no one has identified one in the right place at the right time. And then there's the theory people won't mention in polite scientific company, that it really was an attempt at contact. That someone out there in Sagittarius was trying to say hello, and after 37 seconds, they either got what they needed, or gave up. Of course, any mystery this good attracts conspiracy theories, and this one has plenty. The most persistent: the government knows exactly what it was and covered it up. If it really was alien contact, the military would have classified the data. Some point to the lost Big Ear records and the telescope's 1998 demolition as evidence someone wanted the proof gone. Others claim a classified follow-up heard it again but never published. Here's what's actually true: the records weren't deliberately destroyed, they sat on deteriorating paper and old tapes for decades. The telescope was torn down because the land was sold for a golf course, not a cover-up, and no credible evidence of a secret follow-up has ever surfaced. But here's the important part: just because the conspiracy theories are wrong doesn't mean the mystery isn't real. The absence of a cover-up doesn't explain the signal. It just means we're still in the dark. So where does that leave us? The search continues. Modern telescopes scan the sky with far more sensitivity than Big Ear ever could, and projects like Breakthrough Listen target the most promising stars. In 2020, researchers reanalyzed Arecibo data and found two similar signals, though they've never been confirmed, and a 2024 archival search found no exact match. The honest answer is that we still don't know what the wow signal was. It remains one of the strongest candidates for an artificial signal ever recorded, and the only one that has never been explained. That's what makes it compelling, a reminder that the universe still has secrets, and that the search for life is a long, patient, often frustrating endeavor, where a single 37-second blip can change everything. So what do you think the wow signal was? An alien beacon, a cosmic fluke, or something we're not meant to know? Drop your theory in the comments, because I genuinely love reading them. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of science's greatest unsolved mysteries, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications, because we explore a new mystery every single day. The wow signal may have gone silent, but the search never stopped. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll point a telescope at the sky, and the universe will say hello again. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.